Hi everyone. I just wanted to say, to tell you all that sent me such kind, lovely letters about Quigley when he was sick, that he's home now and he's laying right here on the bed. I'll show you in a minute. I haven't been doing videos since last, I believe it was Thursday or Friday morning when he started getting sick. And by Saturday, about 20 minutes of 11, quarter of 12, I'm sorry, I called the vets, and she put me on hold till about 4 minutes of 12. And I called her, I finally hung up and I called her back, the receptionist, and she told me that they were closed. They close at noon after having me on hold all that time. So we had to wait until Monday morning, and we brought him in at Monday morning to our old vet this time. The one that said they were closed is the new one that we had switched to because it was more convenient. It was closer to us. The other one's another maybe 25 minutes away, but well worth the ride, we found out. Anyways, we brought him in, dropped him off, and he was pretty sick. He was a pretty sick dog. He had diarrhea and throwing up all weekend, and we had been trying to get chicken and rice into him. I ground it all up in the food processor, and he held it down at first, and then it would just come right out again. Let's see, Sunday night, after I fed him, he threw up, and he threw up, and threw up. And he started going downhill. And we live out in the boonies, and so there's no way that we can go to a vet, you know, that's not maybe like, you know, 100 miles away, a 24-hour vet. So we waited till Monday morning, brought him in, and they did blood tests, and they found out that he was in renal failure, which is irreversible. He is a stage 2 renal right now, and he's on a special kidney diet with low protein, because the kidneys at stage 2 cannot process proteins. So he's going to be on the special diet for the rest of his life. Renal failure is irreversible, so we're going to have to baby him. On top of that, Cavalier King Charles Spaniels are also prone to heart problems, and so he has a heart murmur, which a month ago when we brought him to the new vet, they told us it was only 1.5, stage 1.5. When we brought him in this weekend, they classified him as a stage 3. So I guess this kidney thing pushed the heart murmur a little further along than we wanted to hear. But anyways, they hooked him up to an IV fluid, and they flushed and flushed and flushed his, you know, his system with IV fluid. I don't know what was in it. I think there was some antibiotics in it also, because he had been straining and bleeding from his behind with all the diarrhea and everything, so they wanted to make sure he didn't have a little infection going on. So, but they pushed fluids, and she said with the heart murmur, it's a catch-22, because at a stage 3 heart murmur for these dogs, it can be dangerous, you know, increasing the blood volume and having the heart work all the harder, you know, with all those fluids being pumped into him to flush the kidneys. But if we don't do it, he'll have complete kidney failure, and then, excuse me for a second.